good night. So everybody knows that I'm actually a healer, and I do different kinds, a lot of sort of healings. If you have problems with your physical pain, emotional feelings, probably some craziness inside, you can just make an appointment to WhatsApp number, which is +62 815 711 8889. Someone will put the number in the comment section later on. So our Indonesian version is more advanced, 1 week, while we are still going to talk about why karma can happen. It's quite interesting because having more time, than I prepare more, because I want to give you more specific and detailed examples of it. So we are going to start now. Why karma can happen. As always, we are going to talk in terms of logical thinking. We have education background to it. Sorry, Boon Leong just said he likes my thinking cap. Oh yeah, I just got it today. That's why I want to show it to you guys. Sonic. So, since we are talking about karma in terms of educational, logical thinking, not based from spiritual stuff, that's why we are going to talk about the mind. Yeah? So there are 3 levels of human mind. Mind you, 3 levels. One is consciousness. The second one is the subconscious. If you know Freud is one of the very famous psychology person, famous person, and he is one of the one who also dividing the human mind into 3 parts. If you're reading Freud, the subconscious is called preconscious, but it's the same meaning. In case somebody will ask, like, is it supposed to be like conscious, preconscious? No, it's the same. Preconscious and subconscious is the same. And the third one is unconscious. I'm going to talk to you and define what is conscious mind. So the conscious mind, if you're into the psychological, if you Google the mind, the conscious, subconscious, unconscious, you will always get pictures of ice mountain, which you can see a small on the top, and underneath the water is so big until you don't actually know how deep it is. So it's the same with our mind. The top of the mind, which approximately around 12% of our mind, is the conscious mind. So it's very small. It's actually governed about how we act and behave. Yeah? So the way you act and behave, all governed by the conscious mind. It's manifested in thought, perception, emotion, will, memory, and imagination. The key point, if you want to know, like, when am I using my subconscious or when am I actually using the conscious mind, it's actually the time. At the moment, right now, means you're using your conscious mind. And since it is the logical thinking of the mind, means what you are going through at the moment, you will always use your logical part. If you bought a computer, it is sort of like the hardware and standard operating system that comes within the computer, so you can turn it on. So that's basically it. Just the standard system. Yeah. For making easier purpose, the subconscious and the unconscious, which actually controls 88% of the mind, we are going to combine it all. Yeah. Why? It's basically the same. Subconscious is the middle between conscious and the unconscious. So you can actually still tap into the subconscious, but to go into the unconscious is deeper level and it's a bit harder to do it. You have to have better skill and better knowledge and also experience if you want to tap into someone's unconsciousness. How subconscious and unconscious works? It works in a sentient way. What is sentient way? It has the capacity to feel, perceive, or experience things subjectively. Not objectively, yeah? Subjectively. Which means everything will be based on your perception, on what you feel. That's why, where in conscious, it defines how we act. But here, it is the reasoning, the why we act and behave in a certain way. So it gives direction and influencing our mental and physical behavior. The key point here is past tense, already happened. And the term used, everything about feelings. So when it's already past, it becomes memory. And whatever you feel, the memory thing, it will be influenced by your belief, value, skill, knowledge, and experience. So those influencing why we act and behave in certain way. That's why when we talk and using our logic, we say something else, but then we don't do what we say. Why? Because what we feel and what defining why we act in certain way, it is in the subconscious and the unconscious. So if it's in the opposite direction, you will always do the reverse side of what you said. Is there any question? Because talking about conscious and subconscious is actually quite a deep matter. It's very complex matter. Oops, sorry, I need to turn the battery. Hello? Okay, to recap, yeah? Why we act and behave in certain way. So the way we behave and we do some action is always influenced by our mind. There are 3 types of mind levels. One is the consciousness. So the consciousness is the part that performing the way we act and behave in a certain way by letting us perceive the situation according to our point of view and look at the reality surrounding it. It's the current moment. Whereas the sub and unconsciousness are the ones which are controlling and managing our act and behavior through the perception, belief, values, way of thinking, and mindset. Consciousness is the logic thinking. Sub and the unconsciousness are the feelings. Can it go overlap? It can go overlap actually, because it has a very thin line of defining the subconscious and the unconscious and the subconscious. So whenever we talk and we use our thinking at this current moment, we use our conscious mind. But then when we are arguing or we're having some situation which involve our feelings too intense, yeah, the word is too intense, then the sub and unconscious take control. See, whenever you are in argument with someone, say you're having argument with your spouse, yeah, because people always said that men are the logical, more to logic side of the human, and the females are usually the feeling types. That's why when male and female got angry and they scolded each other and they say the things that they never meant, you ask the guy another 2 weeks, what did you say to me? And the guy will just say, cannot seem to remember. Just kind of forget. And if you told him like, no, you said this, and he said, did I? Oh my gosh. It's completely out of the memory. Whereas when you talk to a woman, to the female, you did something wrong even after 10 years, she will keep remembering it. Actually, she will always remembering the fault in you till the moment you die. Why the moment you die? Because if she died first, she might return to you in your dreams. Okay, Fari, how can I keep my subconscious from being exploited by the wrong person? This is actually a very nice question. How can I keep my subconscious from being exploited by the wrong person? So you see, the subconscious, inside subconscious, it has skills, knowledge, and also experience. So if you want to have a better perception, if you want to have a better view of something, you need to keep re-educating yourself. That's why actually life is a process of learning, always learning. You can never stop learning. If you learn, you become more skillful, you become more experienced. It's very hard to actually exploit it by other people. In terms of logic, yeah. In terms of emotion, then it's another thing, because feeling is a very tender thing. Feelings, you cannot force your feeling, right? That's why in feelings, you can see someone say, a woman so pretty, and the guy like so or even less, and you can say, hey, how come? You cannot say anything. Yeah? Maybe there's another reason behind why the girls want with the man, but sometimes love is a magical thing. Is there any more question? I hope that answers you, Fari. So how can you keep your subconscious from being exploited by the wrong person? Just keep learning. Yeah. But then that's what I said. Yeah. Feelings another different thing. Here in Indonesia, we have saying, when you're in love and you taste horse shit, it tastes like chocolate. But after you get married, oh, shit is still shit. So it's another thing. When you're in love, when you're in some situation, usually your judgment is clouded. You cannot think through. That's why having a good friends whom you can talk to and discuss is actually helping a lot. Okay, so I'm going to thank you very much. It helped me. I will keep learning. Good. Don't stop learning. And how the subconscious and the unconscious works. It's another different thing than the conscious works. The conscious works as a logical thing. Yeah, you know what is right, what is wrong. You see the way other people behave, then you know which one is right, which one is wrong. Simple as that. It's the values. Stealing is wrong. Cheating is wrong. But the way the sub and the unconscious works is kind of different. In the sub and unconscious, the mind works in terms of pain versus pleasure. Well, you know pain. Nobody likes pain. That's why pain is something that our mind will always try to avoid. Where pleasure is the things that our mind keeps seeking. Huh? The sub and unconscious, they want to have more pleasure than pain. Now the pain and the pleasure is different than the one in the conscious mind. In the sub and unconscious mind, pleasure is something that you do repeatedly. You feel comfortable with it. Comfortable here means it always happened to you. I think example is much better. Have you seen someone, say a woman, with an abusive boyfriend? So, whenever you talk to this woman, you talk to this girl, you say, do you actually know that you're having an abusive boyfriend? And she will say, yes, I know. So how come you're still having a relationship with him? You know that it's not good. It's not good for your health. It's not good for your mental and everything. And she said, yes, I know, but I don't know how. I want to break up with him. But seems there's something very hard to explain, something like that. So, over a certain of time, if you meet this woman again, what happened is she will still be in a relationship. Why? Because the abusive in her subconscious and unconscious, because it is repeatedly happened to her, it defines as a pleasure. Sucks. So, if somehow this woman managed to break up with the guy, there'll be two alternatives. Only two. One, she's going to have the same pattern, which has abusive boyfriend again. The second one, she's going to have an opposite boyfriend than the previous one, 180 degrees, which is very loving, very tender, the best. But what happened is, this time the girl, the woman who will become the abuser. Why? Because in her mind, being abused or abused has become pleasure. And even though in the conscious mind we know that the new guy is good for her, having a good behavior, but in her mind it's going to be pain. That's why you need therapy for this. It can be solved, don't worry. It can be solved, and not in a long time. Sometimes 1 or twice it's done the trick. But you just have to find someone who is capable. Can I do that? Yes. I've been doing this for many years. So I'm telling you this in terms of my experience. Okay, so how to define pain or pleasure? So going to repeat again. So because human is a sentient being, which means that we have the capacity to feel, perceive, or experience subjectively, always subjectively, according to your own point of view. The situation may be pointing to you that you're actually the culprit, but to your own mind, you're always the right one. That's why when someone gets fired from the job, even if say this guy very lazy or very dumb or something like that, and if you ask him, then he will have excuses like, I don't know, I've been doing all the work. What my boss asked me to do, I've been doing it. I think I work very hard. I don't have any break. I work overtime, never calculating, blah, 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 blah. While others think he is a lousy employee. Why? Because everyone will think based on the point of view. That's why pain or pleasure is a certain act or behavior in a situation which given a specific and personal meaning individually with an intense feeling. So your situation, you give specific individual meaning with a lot of feelings. Repeatedly become pleasure, even though in the conscious part it is not good. If it's new, even though it's good, it's considered as a pain. That's why when people said, if you want to success, you have to get out from your comfort zone. Why? Because your comfort zone is the pleasure part. Working hard toward your success or goals is considered pain. Fari, again, I've heard someone say that your behavior can describe your partner's personality. That your behavior, what do you mean your behavior? Your behavior can describe your partner's personality. It is actually true, your behavior can describe your partner's personality because you have pattern. So this will be best when we talk about the karmic from the family side, because you can actually know what's your parents' relationship, even your grandparents' relationship, and even your in-laws' relationship, just by looking at couples' relationship. So we can actually describe someone's personality based from that only. So it's very nice. You don't need to have magic or mambo jumbo. Once you know the pattern, you can read anything. I'm going to give example for the pain or pleasure. I'm going to have 3 examples. One is about the prosperity, second one is about health, And the third one is about the family values. Is there any more question? Hopefully that everyone still awake and sober. It's quite hard to digest. I hope it's not that hard to digest. Luckily, as Boone said, I'm having my thinking cap. So whatever you want to ask me, I can answer it. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the prosperity. This prosperity is very nice, yeah. I don't know if you know about this or not. Do you know that actually inside the mind of everyone, you actually have a ceiling limit for your money? So, do you want to know your ceiling limit? It's very easy. The money can never go past certain amount. So you have to check your amount every month. In the end of the month, how much do you still have? No matter how much income you have, it doesn't work that way. You may get 100 million, but if your ceiling limit is like thousands, by the end of the month, you only got thousands. You will lose the money. So the money cannot go past certain amount. If somehow then you get money sort of like bonus, or you have certain, what do you call it? You win some lottery. So you know your basically your ceiling limit is here, and suddenly you got this much amount of money. Usually shit will happen. What kind of shit happen? Something that accidentally or incidentally, it looks like a natural incident, which makes you have to spend the money unnecessary but needed. One example is suddenly your car got hit. Shit, not that one. Sometimes your ceiling leaking. Remember, yeah, the leaking of the ceiling. Even in feng shui, yeah, if you have a leaking ceiling, something wrong with your money income. So it's kind of shit. Maybe your parent, maybe your spouse, maybe your kids will go to hospital. Any shit will happen, and it will seem like incidentally you have to do it. It is the natural course that you have to do, that you have to pass through it. It's not. It is because of your ceiling limit. And people will say, how come ceiling limit then will make those accidents? Oh, believe me, the subconscious and unconscious, they attract. The law of attraction. People always say, oh, I want to attract something, I want to manifest something. You stop manifesting the negative thought first. That's already helpful a lot. People trying to get the positive, but they forget they're inside too many negative. That's why you're trying to attract so many positive, cannot go. Too many negatives. Joe, yes, because every actions that you reflect to your spouse might reflect it to others, especially if your spouse can control his or her own emotion. Oh, very good. Very good. Thanks, bro. Thank you. Very good. So, any question about prosperity? This is good. I don't know if you have heard about this or not. I have one example. So This example actually a true case study from one of my master, from my teacher. So he consulted one director. This director was in an international company, and this international company only has 3 of such company in Indonesia. So you can imagine, yeah, the salary must be huge, so huge. Every month, I think for director, the salary should be like hundreds millions, yeah. Hundreds of millions in Indonesia is not considered big, yeah. For big for high status, high ranking officers, they earn a lot, hundreds of millions. So what happened is, the end of the month, I remember my teacher said that the money in his account, no more than 5 million. So when he consulted, he even cried because he got so much money, but all the money always gone. Seems like vanished. And why is that? I'm actually having another example here, but I'm going to talk and giving you the example why it can happen like that. When we talk about the karmic from the family side, yeah, that's what I think. But now for this moment, you just focus on that it can happen. You just know the definition, you know the example of it. Why karmic can happen, I'm only telling you like that. Okay, for the health, meaning in your mind can be different according to the culture. So every culture will have different meaning, perceiving to something. For this health, I'm using fruits as an example because I think fruit is a international commodity. But see, the way we see fruits, Westerns and Easterns are quite different. Westerns, they see fruits, all they see are only about vitamins and minerals. So you always see like oranges are good for vitamin C and has certain minerals. Then grapefruit is good for that, this. Whereas in Eastern or probably Asians, we mostly perceive it as a hot or cold. Do you understand? I think especially if you're brought up with a Chinese background, even Indonesian also say the same thing. You have hot or cold. If you eat like durian is supposed to be hot. So if you eat durian too much, you will got heaty inside, got heaty. Then you need to have something to cool you down. If you eat like papaya here is considered the coolest one. So you eat papaya, it makes your inside of your body, the organs, everything cool. So you cannot have too hot, because if you get too hot, then you get feverish. It's very hard for you to shit, to throw away the rubbish lah. Something like that. And also, I know it because last time my Malaysian friend also said. So here, for women, there are forbidden fruits like pineapple and cucumber. So, Boon, you know why, So many females, they prefer not to eat pineapple and cucumber here. But in Western society, when they said pineapple or cucumber, then they say it has a lot of these vitamins and also minerals that are good for your health. So see that one. So everything is perceived in your mind. Yeah, you believe in that one, then that's what you will do. If you believe that the pineapple is not good for you, then you won't eat it. Suara bagus tuh. Good. And also, you might heard the proverb saying, sorry, funny. I love pineapple. Remember, girls don't eat too much pineapple. And Boon laugh. So you know it too, yeah, Boon. So funny. See, it only happened here. I don't think if you talk to someone who brought up in a Western culture, they know about this. They will just eat pineapple, cucumber, no worries. For the health, yeah, there is a proverb saying that in order to be healthy and have a long life, then you have to do sports. Nah, bro, Jimmy is a good sportsman. Kali. Is it good true? The truth is, you only need to do around 30 minutes a day for doing sports. As you grow older, there are many restrictions on how you do your sport. And some sport only develop certain muscle, which is in the long run is not good, especially if you're getting old. Say if you're playing tennis, you're only using one hand. If you keep using one hand, your right hand will develop good muscle, but here it's kind of weak. So the muscle will be different. And when this one different, your spine will actually changes a bit. Well, I know because I'm a healer. I've been doing this spine thing also for quite many years. And certain sports will give you serotonin, while other sports don't. You know serotonin, right? Serotonin is the thing that it goes in your mind to make you happy lah. That one is serotonin. So certain sport will give you serotonin. I think a long time ago I talked to you about running. So people do running. If they're happy running, then you will always have to run in a more and more different situation, because when you run, you have a serotonin to your brain a lot, and that's actually not good, because the serotonin, while it makes you happy, but it clouds your judgment. So sometimes you don't know. I'm going to repeat again. So when you run, there is actually a body temperature. That's why if you see running race, you see a lot of pit stop where people grab a drink and drink. So whether you're thirsty or not, you need to take the drink and drink. Why? Because it helps with your hydration. It helps with your body temperature. If you don't drink and your body temperature goes up, see, the serotonin will kicks in. Yeah, when you're running, you go happy. But once the body temperature goes up, actually, your body will shut down. For an instant, just like that, shut down. So I got my big brother's friends who did that, who experienced that. So he was running, but he didn't take the drink. He didn't drink. I heard it from my brother. So suddenly he collapsed. His friends, not my brothers, collapsed. And when he woke up after a few days in coma, everything sort of reset. So he need to learn how to get up and sort of like baby, try to walk again. walk backwards. 2 days ago, I got dizzy after doing 200 push-up challenge. I got it for 2 days, but at the third day, only 120 when my heartbeat got weird. So I stopped, still got dizzy head until today. 40s, lol. See, that's why, huh? That's why, as you grow older, there are many restrictions on how to do your sport. Sport is good in helping in developing your fitness and skills, yeah. It is also good for challenging yourself and having a goal setting. It's good, but in certain way that you have to think. But when you age, then you cannot force yourself too much. Even when you're walking, you cannot use your heels anymore. Yeah, if you use the heels a lot, it will actually damage your knees. So the older you get, the way you walk cannot be like this, but you need to walk like this. Because when you walk through your toes first, it actually will give a softer impact to your knees. If you don't want to do that, and then you can actually do exercises on how to strengthen your knees. That's actually helping a lot. Heat stroke, yeah, Boon, heat stroke, yeah. It's the body temperature, heat stroke, yeah. Okay, any more question? We're down to the last example. It's about the family thing. So, live video broadcast interrupted. Is it okay? So the tradition for the old-fashioned Chinese. Old-fashioned, yeah. That's why I'm saying old-fashioned. Why? Some probably already modernized. They don't trust the tradition. The tradition way is the worship of the ancestors. So we respecting the elderly. Actually, the meaning is like that. That's why in old-fashioned Chinese, you need to taking care of your parents. In Indonesia, especially in Indonesia, because whether you're Chinese or Malays, no, it's native Indonesian. Nah, all Indonesian lah. You don't care whether your ethnicity lah, but as long as you're born here, Indonesians, we actually have the same views. So, we don't actually send our parents or our elderly to the elderly home. When we do that, it's bring like shameful to us. Whereas I think in Malaysia and Singapore already quite different. I don't know, probably because of the culture and the size of the houses, whatever. But it's kind of different. So see, what I'm trying to say is the culture, the belief, the values, everything will affect the way you act and behave. And there is no right or wrong because everything is subjectively. But because it is subjectively, and you know, what you perceive as a pain or pleasure in the subconscious sometimes doesn't go well with your logical thinking. So it creates dissatisfaction, unhappiness, sorrow, sorry, regret, and that what actually makes karma. Karma is a way to learn. So they trying to give different meaning to a specific act or behavior in a certain situation. So the life situation that the subconscious thing is pain, it will bring back more the same pattern in hope that you will learn. Because after you learn, if you're able to reflect to yourself and you learn something from the lesson, then there'll be no karma anymore. Everything will be gone. But otherwise, you will stay there and you will having the same repeated life pattern. Doing good deeds will not help you solve this. By going inside, knows what's wrong, learn something, it will be solved. So that's about it. That's actually why karma happened. Quite a long way. So how's everybody? What, dizzy? Enjoying the session? Anyone? Understand? Yeah? Okay. I'm having few guests here, so talking to them. Okay? You okay? What, you okay? Sleeping? Is it? Anybody? You do it to the elderly, the young will follow what you did when you're older too. That's true. The way you treat your elderly, the young will follow. But what happened is, I found out that in, say like in Hong Kong, yeah, probably because of the house is quite small and it's very hard because of the life expenses is quite high. So the older person, the parent, sometimes they send it to the elderly home. It's quite common. Yeah, I think in Singapore also quite common. Yeah? I don't know in Malaysia. If I'm not wrong, I talked to a few friends. It's kind of different here. Here we still don't do that. Many of the open mind, even the parents said they want to go to the elderly homes because they have friends there. Yeah, and then they got treated nice. They have activities, but when people know that you have your parents in the elderly home, usually other people will frown upon you. So that's what I said. It's different perceptions, yeah, between culture. Well, if you know, in Western society, elderly home is, common. Bro, bonds is one of karmic limitation. Is family bonds included? Are it that suffering caused by over attachment to manifested work? Bro, Jimmy, you're going to like it starting from next week, yeah? We already discussed the first karmic, which is the karmic from this life, the first part. So next week, I'm going to talk about and discuss about it, the first chapter of karmic in this life. So there are actually 4 types of karmic. You're gonna love it. And you can see your question will be answered in that. So see what happened, yeah? Suffering caused by over attachment to manifested word. See, over attachment, all going back to become feelings. Too much pressure on the feeling will create karma. Because like I said, it will create dissatisfaction, unhappiness. Why? Because your expectation doesn't meet your reality. Because it doesn't meet your reality, then your subconscious and the unconscious, they're trying to make it balance. Yeah. So in order to do that, They having you a lot of life lessons, which you will take it as karma because it's actually a repeated behavior. So how to solve this? Solve it. It's not that hard. Any type of karmatic, not that hard. Once you know the root cause of it, then you go to therapy. It'll be solved. Depending on the problems, but I heal in those kind of ways. If I felt that there's certain karmic that needs to be done, then I will do it. Takes longer process, takes more energy. That's why usually for that type of healing, I put certain amount of charges. Yeah. Tiring, very tiring. You supposed to apa ya? Minta izin apa ya? Yeah, you have to ask for permission first. Oh, so many. I would never leave my parents in a nursing home. I better deal with my parents' rent than leave. I love my parents. Fari, you're bloody Indonesian, bro. So it's never said it's right or wrong. Yeah, I don't say it's right or wrong because you have to see someone from different perspective, different point of view. The situation might be different. If everything look from our point of view, it's not good because other people have different situation. That's why you cannot always judge other people. But that's a good one. If you want to do that, do that. Because once you didn't do, you will feel regret. Does human manifestation help? Human manifestation, it doesn't help at all. It doesn't actually deals with your karmatic things. No. It's another thing. Sorry. So human manifestation is like this. If you're dealing in certain situation, you know your aim, your goal, what you want to have in life, then you manifest that thing to help coming to you, but doesn't actually solving your own your old one. So sometimes why it's human manifestation, yeah, say for the wealth thing, why it works for some people not, like when you want to have money. It's said in the realms of possibilities. In the realm of possibilities, in terms of the psychological part, it means your ceiling limit. Once the ceiling limit removed or upgraded, then you get more money. That's why even though you're very rich, but you perceive money, small money also very calculative. Other people don't have much money, but they feel lose to the money. It also happen. It also connected to your ceiling, not your ceiling, your belief and views about money. Sometimes it helps setting your ceiling limit. Kenapa ya? Padahal udah pakai kayak gini. Yeah. I hope everyone's happy with it. Is there any more question? Otherwise, we are going to continue next week, same time, which is 6:30 Indonesian time, GMT plus 7. 7:30 Malaysian and Singapore time. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're happy. Bye bye. Video, share to IGTV. It's okay. Then turn it off.